Hello, fellow seekers. Today's topic is The Self by Jung. I'm going to read from the introduction to the religious and psychological problems of alchemy. This is from the Collected Works, Volume 12, Psychology and Alchemy. I highlighted some of the lines in the paragraph to make it shorter. So I'm just gonna read the items that I highlighted. Dr. Jung gives a very detailed explanation. So this one, I'm just gonna highlight the one that is easily to understand. So I'm going to start reading now. This is I'm gonna read again the title. Introduction to the Religious and Psychological Problems of Alchemy. This is this line is from paragraph 22. I'm sorry. Okay, the self is a union of opposites par excellence. And this is where it differs essentially from the Christ symbol. The opposition between light and good on one hand and darkness and evil on the other is left in a state of open conflict, since Christ simply represents good and his counterpart, the devil, evil. This opposition is the real world problem, which at present is still unsolved. The self, however, is absolutely paradoxical in that it represents in every respect thesis and antithesis, and at the same time synthesis. So I'm now in paragraph 24. More explanation about the self. Without the experience of the opposite, there is no experience of wholeness, and hence no inner approach to the sacred figures. For this reason, Christianity rightly insists on sinfulness and original sin, with the obvious intent of opening up the abyss of universal opposition in every individual, at least from the outside. But this method is bound to break down in the case of moderately alert intellect. Dogma is then simply no longer believed, and on top of that, is thought absurd. Such an intellect is merely one-sided and sticks at the ineptia mysteri. Okay. For in the self, good and evil are indeed closer than identical twins. A more or less probabilistic attitude to the problem of evil is therefore unavoidable. Hence, the truth about the self, the unfathomable union of good and evil, comes out concretely in the paradox that although sin is the gravest and most pernicious thing there is, it is still not so serious that it cannot be disposed with probabilist argument. So that is the summary or the gist of what the self means. And thank you for listening. I'm currently taking up my graduate studies in transformational psychology, and our, our spring quarter started yesterday, and one of our required reading is the collected works of Carl Jung, Volume 12, The Problems of Religion and Psychology. So that is my take. I mean, not really my take, but Carl Jung. I just gave you like a summary of what he means by the word. I mean, by self, not the word, but self. So, self is a pair of opposites. You cannot separate good and evil because they are the same. They are the opposite side of the same coin, and you cannot ignore darkness because if there's no light, there is no darkness, and there's no darkness, there's no light. Well, that is the metaphor of it, and also self is what do you call this? Well, let me see. Self is the integration of, and the integration in the synthesis of the opposite, good and bad. Good and bad. Because we are both good and we are also bad. But it doesn't mean that we are sinners. Well, it only means that good and bad will happen to us. We will do good things too and do bad things. But some are just not like some can do really, really bad stuff, but some can do, like lie for a good reason, like white lies, or you steal because you want to feed your family, not because you want to steal, but the situation compels you. So the self is very complicated, so you cannot separate good from evil, or light to darkness, or white to black, because we are both yin and yang. So that is my take. And thank you for listening to my rants. And I'm practicing because this is part of my studies, and I also love to share it with you. So thanks for watching.